My best friend is getting married, but her husband doesn't want me there as I'm too low class for him. Venting. I've known my friend for 15 years now and we've been best friends the whole time. When she was 19 she moved away to go to college, so I started seeing her less, but we were still best friends and saw each other whenever we could and even went on holidays together. Then when she was 22 she met a guy, let's call him Bill. She fell in love with Bill and I was happy for her, but things got strange with him. I could see by her photos she put and what he put on social media that he was very posh and wealthy. When they had been dating for 2 months I was round her place for a fun sleepover, but the next morning I got a message from Bill saying that I need to leave my friend alone as he is with her now and he will be her best friend. This was a massive red flag for me and I showed it to my friend and all she said was she will deal with him. I didn't know if that meant she was going to speak with him of break up with him. Skip in time as I hadn't really seen her in person or heard from her much she was still with him. When she was about 6 months into the relationship and it was finally time for me to meet him in person, we had planned to go for lunch at a little cafe and I was excited to meet him as she said she was in love. The day before he said he didn't want to go to that cafe as he looked it up online and it was cheap and that he believes only poor people go there. That was my second red flag. Then he chose a different place, but it was so expensive. Literally a piece of toast with an egg and some avocado on it was £20, which is ridiculous. I told my friend that it was just a bit too much money and I don't have that, to which she then snapped at me and said, "Bill isn't paying for you." I was very shocked by this as we've never spoken to each other like that and I also never expected him to. I thought it might have just been a freak out, so I let it brush off. I really didn't want to go to this lunch, but for her I was going. On the morning of the lunch I texted her just asking where we are meeting and she never replied. I tried calling her and she didn't answer. I then got a message from her about 5 minutes before the time of our lunch saying, "Bill is taking me out by ourselves now," and that was it. I was so lost and confused. I messaged her back saying that I was already waiting for them both and why they couldn't have told me this earlier as I had to get up, get change and travel there. I can't drive as I'm epileptic. And she just replied with, "Sorry," and then that was it. A year went by and I hadn't seen her at all and we wouldn't really contact each other often. I found out she was engaged. She didn't tell me about it though. I found out due to her mom putting it on her social media. I messaged her straight away congratulating her and asked questions about how he did it and where he did it, etc. She was very blunt with the responses, but I thought maybe she was just dealing with a lot of messages at the time. Well, 2 days ago I got a message from her and Bill in a group chat saying that they don't want me to their wedding as I'm too common and lower class than them and I wouldn't like any of the food they are serving as it's too posh for me and none of my clothes would look good on their wedding photos as I don't own any designer brands. I was in shock to say the least. I replied with a simple, "Are you serious?" And then she replied saying I can steal them a wedding gift, I just can't go to the wedding or the reception. I honestly didn't know what to say, so I just ignored them and I've not heard anything. I don't know what to do. I've known her for 15 years, we've grown up together and helped each other, but since she's been with Bill she has changed for the worse.